Hello there, this is RomWills coming back at you with yet another video. Others will not give you power. Let me be very clear about that. If you want power going through life, if you want the ability to make things happen, you got to develop it from within. Now, I've talked about that, but then you get some people out here who think others going to give it to you. They think they're going to empower you. Like, one of the things I don't do, I think the last time I've marched in any demonstration or anything like that was in 1986. I specifically remember that, and it had to deal with apartheid in South Africa. And I was doing something at my school. That was the last time, and then after that I was just like, wow. And then I remember something somebody said on a more political matter in the early 90s. And I never forget what he said. He said, you cannot ask your oppressor to empower you. And I'm gonna tell you what, I was like, And those two incidents actually stuck with me. Because I'm gonna tell you what, and I'm not talking about politics right now. I mean, you can apply it to politics, but just life in general. No one else is going to give you power. No one else is going to empower you. Somebody else might give you a job, but they're not going to empower you beyond them. First of all, let's use that for an example. If someone else gives you a job, you under their power. You're going to do stuff the way they want you to. Indeed, that's why I don't work for anyone now because, well, like I said, I've been in human resources more for bucking a manager. And that's at different levels. There's several times in my 1,000 jobs because I didn't like they had power over me. Indeed, one manager had figured it out. One manager would get me to do stuff, but always bring me some food. Hey. But in all seriousness, if somebody else has to pay you, they're giving you power. Or if they give you the ability to manage others, you still under their circumstances. If you're allowing somebody else to really influence your decision on anything, to influence you in how you live, to do things, you're not taking the power from within. Even when you're listening to me, I've said several times, don't just go by what I say. Go out and figure it out for yourself. Part of the reason I do that is I want you to empower yourself. All I'm sharing is my perspective. And that's why when I talk about my subscribers, I always say supporters. I don't want followers. I don't need followers. If you're supporting me, you're only doing so because you're making the decision to do so. See, whatever you're doing in life, it has to come from you. Wherever you go, and that could be whatever religion. Like on my Deep Thought channel, I've had a few times people will say, hey, why don't you talk about this? Why don't you talk about that? Or what religion do you follow? I don't share that because I don't want to influence anyone. Because in terms of religion, I want you to figure it out for yourself. See, you have to develop power for yourself. You have to figure it out. You have to put yourself in a position. On my Sovereign Saturday videos, what do I always say? I say, hey, you either want to be in a position of control, which you can't control outright. You want to be in a position of leverage. Ultimately, that's power. Nobody can give that to you. You have to take it yourself. If you want knowledge of anything, what they say, knowledge is power, and it's really knowledge applied is power. You have to develop that yourself. You have to read. Somebody can't get it. They're going to give. See, if you get it from somebody else and you don't do your own research, all you doing is listening to them. You under their power because you following what they telling you to do. Like I said, like I'm going to repeat, and I'm always going to repeat. Even with myself, go out and figure it out for yourself. That's why even when I'm talking about relationships, I say, look, I can say whatever. I'm giving my perspective. You go out and figure it out. When I talk about body game, I don't say a particular body type. I say you figure out which body works for you. That's your power. That's even when you talk about that thing of ours we call game, you have to figure out what works for you. That's your power. You can't do it the same way. There's been quite a few young men who said, oh, well, we're talking like you. We're trying to walk like you. No, you do it like yourself, because then you giving me power. Now, I don't mind you supporting me if you decide you want to do that. I don't mind you watching me. I want you to watch me. But then I want you to go out and figure it out how to do it for yourself. That's very important. And that's with anything, not just with me. You know, I'm using myself here for an example, but that's with anything. If you follow in a particular religion, you need to decide it. If you follow a particular political philosophy, you need to decide it. As best as possible, you need to decide something. In fact, in my book, Nice Guys and Players, I said every single man should have a business. Every single man, even if he has a job making six figures. Even if he has a job making six figures, he should have something on the side that he controls. Every single man should have something that he controls, that he has power over. He should have that space. He should have that business, one way to bring in money. And you know, I understand perfectly if you're working for somebody for whatever reason. And there's nothing wrong with that if you have to do it. But even in that situation, you want to do it because you want to be there. You want to be there. You don't want to be in a position where you're forced to take something that you don't like, that you're putting up with some stuff that you don't like. You don't want to be in that position. You want to be in a position where you are, if you're working for someone only because you decide to work for it, you want the power to leave anytime. Part of the reason I had 1,000 jobs was I didn't put up with any crap. I don't care where it was. If I had to walk away from a job that was not in my best interest, I would do that. And you have to be the same way. When you want to develop power, others can't give it to you. You have to have it within. You have to, no matter what someone teaches you. If you have a library card, you can like get the knowledge for yourself. That's very important. Anybody who's watched my Sunday videos, my Saturday, my weekend videos, or even my deep thought videos know I'm doing it from a bookcase. And if I had every single book that I read, it would cover this whole area right here, this whole area, this whole room right here, all the way around. Everything you see behind me, this side, everything. But that's because I wanted knowledge. I wanted to be empowered through my own efforts. No one can give you power, because if they give you power, that means they have power over you. No one can empower you. You have to take it for yourself. This is very important. This is very important as you're going through life. Because if someone else controls you, if someone else is empowering you, they have power over you. You want to have power for yourself. It needs to come from within. All right? I want y'all to really think about that. I want you to really, really think about that. All right? So, anyway, that's all I have for right now. I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.